Hello everyone, welcome in another episode of Transport Fever 2, where I'm having fun with virtual trains, trucks, planes, ships and try to not go bankrupt in the process. Before we begin today's episode, I'd like to remind you to hit that subscribe button and use the bell to stay up to date with my latest content. I would also like to encourage you to join my Discord channel, which you can find in the link in the description down below this video. Right, so welcome in 6th episode of Series 2 about Transport Fever 2. Well, that sounds weird. I guess I need to work with the namings. Anyway, namings that I usually make are not the greatest. Anyway, let's get into today's episode. So, we are now located at Carterton Central, which hopefully you should see on your screens right about now. Right, so as you can see, we are now looking at one of our cargo trains passing through this station, and this is pretty much the core of our today's episode. So what we are going to do now is upgrade to this station. But before we begin to do anything, we need to upgrade one other thing, which is this track between Carterton branch and Seaton, or rather between Carterton and Seaton as well, because that's our main line. So we will begin from double tracking this bit, and then we will begin rebuilding this station. So what we want to do is to make sure that this station can operate with passengers and cargo. Also, we want to make sure that trains are able to pass through this station without stopping and without obstructing any of the platforms, or at least with causing as little obstruction as they could, because obviously every train crossing through any junction is effectively an obstruction. There's also one other issue that emerged, which is, as you can see, this bus station is a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of people that would like to travel from it. So that is another thing that we will sort out in today's episode, or at least I'm hoping to do that. So let's get to work, shall we? I will begin from grabbing this 60 km/h track, or perhaps I want to upgrade. I think we can even go for an upgrade. So I will pull this track from this place, and then later on I will expand everything and connect every single bit of tracks. So for now I can just keep pulling it. Let's keep pulling it, and let's perhaps keep pulling it. Right, that's pretty much as far as I want to go. Let me just delete this bit. Good. And this bit. There we go. Right, beautiful. So now what I can do is I can delete this bit of tracks. So I will pause the game for that. Do I? No, I can't. I need to let this train to pass through first. Yeah. So let me speed up the game so that I can let this train go through this junction, and then I can delete it and sort it out. Because right now this train is on the wrong side of the tracks. Beautiful. Let's let it go. Okay. So now I can delete this bit of track and this bit of track, and I can just connect them all together. Fantastic, as I would like to say. Right, so let me just get, where is that? There you are. Fantastic. Right, so that is first signal that we are putting on, and let's now put signals all the way up until this tunnel. Okay, that looks good. 280, I would like every 260 perhaps. Okay. 270, that's a little bit too much. There we go. 280 again. 260, there we go. Let's just make sure that the trains are able to go in both directions. 260, there we go. And finally there's where is that? 260, there we go. Another well done track. And this one, 260, there we go. And finally this one. Good. One more. Yeah, that's for sure. I can squeeze that one in. And now last signaling, which is pretty much entry to this tunnel. I won't be doing any works over Seaton for now. That needs to stay for other episode. So let's now focus on Carterton Central, shall we? Do I want to focus on it now? Yes, I will focus on it now. I want to first let this train to go out, because there's gonna be quite significant rebuild of this area. I'm not going to lie. Definitely I will rebuild everything past this junction. Perhaps I will go as far as this place. Is it? Yeah, I will most likely do that. I would also like to rebuild this junction, in fact. It doesn't look good, and there is an issue with it. So why not? So, as I'm already working on this one, I might as well do this junction. Oh my goodness me. Did you snap to it? Thank you very much. So, yes, this track is a little bit too high. Can I lower it? No, I can't. That is indeed a little bit problematic. I could perhaps pull it out a little bit. Let's see. If I could... There we go. Now I can lower it. So it's now still too high. So I will have to delete it a little bit longer. There we go. And perhaps that will give me enough momentum and enough length to actually make this junction at appropriate level. Because as you can see, it is now not exactly leveled. There we go. That is perfectly leveled. And that is what I want. Do I? Yes. Okay, so that is one side of the junction, and that is going to be the other side of the junction. Is it? 25 grand. Well, I'll take it. Right, so now signaling. Again, signal right next to the junction or right in front of the junction. I need signal here and signal here. There we go. I would also like to where is that? signals. There we go. We are now upgrading all the tracks. So as I build a new section at 120 speed, just so that I remember, I will upgrade this entire section to match the speed of my trains. Right. I think up until this tunnel is going to be appropriate. So the tunnel will be at 60. I can also upgrade this section, I believe. Can also upgrade this section. Oh, no. That needs to be changed. Right, I want this bit to be 40 and this bit to be 40. It's gotta be changed anyway. Right, I will sort it out right about now. So, yeah, this train can now continue. Right, let's focus on this station. I will let the game run for now. And before we start to modify the tracks, let's focus on this passenger bus stop. So I would like to delete this whole section and replace it with something better. Something more appropriate, I guess. So, I think this bus stop will fit best into our town. So I will soon explain how this is going to work, but let me first connect it. So I will use this street. Now I will make it that way. Is it going to look good? Yes, it is. And finally I will connect it just like that. Good. So all the buses should have already sorted themselves out. So counterclockwise, yes, is working exactly as I wanted to, but there's also a clockwise bus, and the clockwise one is not exactly working as I wanted to, is it? Clockwise, no, in fact clockwise is working exactly as I needed to, but it's counterclockwise that is doing a strange and weird thing. So let me manage the line, and I would like to change it to second platform. Okay, so now everything works perfectly fine. So the clockwise bus will approach from this direction. It will turn around on this small section, and it will pick up the passengers. While counterclockwise doesn't need to go all the way around through this section. It can just approach this small platform and do its thing. I will also upgrade those lines by adding one additional vehicle to each of them. Right, and with that expansion they should now have enough power to keep those bus stops in check and to keep them in appropriate workload. So we should soon see the results of our current actions. Right, so let's carry on with the train station. So I will begin from deleting this road. I will definitely not enjoy to have that in my way. We will sort it out later. The next thing I will do is to pause the game, that's for sure, and I will delete the station approach, because that's another thing that we don't want in here at this moment. I also don't want this track, or at least this track. Good. I first need to expand my station so that it fits my needs. So I will delete this track because again I won't need it. And now I need to configure Carterton Central. So what I want is, let's get to platforms and let's see if there is invisible platform, or Yes, there is invisible module, so I can now connect two ends of this station, and I can do it all the way down. Good. Now I can get perhaps cargo platform. It would be very useful to have that. There we go. Now I can build this one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good. So now finally I can put these tracks and these tracks. And now is the question, do I want this cargo station to be longer, for example? It would actually be useful. Yeah, let's make them longer. So when I get back to platforms, which I have tons of them right now, I need to get all the way down to cargo platforms. There they are, fantastic. So I will extend this cargo platform and I will push another one on the other side. And now I can build the tracks on the other side as well. Good. And that's perhaps it, if you think of it. For now I can focus on getting this thing connected. So let's get to it. As I connected everything with invisible module, while this station has a different name, which I can quickly change back to Central. There we go. It will still accept the same name as normal Carterton Central, and those stations are effectively connected. So Carterton Central is actually using this main station building to unload the cargo. We are going to benefit from that really greatly. However, there's one more thing that I need to do, and that is to build a tracks in the middle of this station. But let me just no, that's definitely not something I want. Oh no, let's see, I might eventually need to, yeah, right. What I can do is to configure this station and use a very interesting, and I wouldn't call it a glitch, but very interesting way of doing things. So for now I will use these two tracks to aid me. They won't be here forever, that's for sure. What I'm going to do is to get these tracks to act as a guidance for normal tracks. So now if I will build these on even ground, there we go, I can extend them as much as I want them, which is perhaps till the end of the platforms, which will be the most convenient option. There we go. Now I can do the same the other direction. There we go, and this one. There we go, and now I can once more configure this station, remove those bits, where's that, platforms, and get that invisible module. Where is it? There we go. Now I can put invisible module back, and while I'm doing so, I'm not preventing myself from building these tracks. So right now everything is perfectly leveled. It is leveled with the station, and I got perfect pass-through tracks, which is nice and easy way to achieve this goal. Right, I can now extend these tracks all the way down, let's say here, Do I want to go any further? Yes, I pretty much can go up to this station. Perhaps that's the correct length, and let's now use let's say 60 kilometers per hour speed. There we go. And I can now even turn it a single track. There we go. There's not that much trains coming through, so I don't need to be worried too much about how do you call it, about signaling for now, but definitely that is going to be concern for later. Right, I will also prepare at least 3, perhaps 4 sidings. Yeah, 4 sidings should do the job. So I can now pull these tracks up to here, and these tracks will act as a siding. So that's just a visual upgrade of this place, so that it's not completely empty. So we will keep some wagons in here and stuff like that. But first we need to figure out how to connect our actual platforms with the main track. So station approach is at 40 kilometers per hour. That's without any doubt. So what I want to do, I want to have longer approach for passenger trains, and perhaps that will do. The question is how long I can make it, because obviously every single approach will have its maximum length, and there's the first problem. I can't effectively get this thing sorted, so I will need to shorten this track, or I can eventually do that. Okay, that's what I will have to do. Let's snap it and let's pull it parallel to these tracks. There we go. Fantastic. So let's pull 10 ground. There we go. That's gonna be long enough station approach, and now we can focus on connecting this to the main line. And I think that. Yeah, that looks appropriate. It's gonna be on a slow side, that's for sure. But I'm not expecting to let that many trains through, at least not on this track. Why is that? Well, it's very simple. There's no other towns. So actually, the only approach from this side might be from Workshop, or maybe I think Stratford can actually join somewhere here. We can build a massive hub in this place, or yeah, we'll sort it. When the time comes, we will definitely be working on it. If we have to, then obviously some works will be done to make appropriate changes. Right. I can extend the main route, so definitely that will show us where do we have tracks available. We can now delete those signals because they will definitely get in our way. I might in fact go as far as these signals, so I will delete them as well. And now we need to connect all these platforms to our main line, which is not going to be that easy. Obviously we need to figure out how to approach the station without causing too much obstruction for each type of the train. So I will pull 10 ground in this direction, and again I will put these tracks parallel to normal. Another 10 ground for station approach, and then pretty much straightforward jump into the right tracks. Great. What I can also do is to use this station approach to do crossover, which I'm not super fan of, but we will have to. So I will make a crossover right before the platform, which can happen at very, very low speed. There we go. That should do. And this one. There we go. So now trains can approach either of those platforms without being an obstruction to each other, which is very, very important. Obstruction not possible. Why is it not possible? Too much curvature. I'm not super happy to see that. There we go. And there we go. Fantastic. So we got another crossover on this side, and quite enough of a way to do a station approach. So we can now install one-way signals. That is one of them, and that is gonna be another one. Good. I will also install these two signals at this point, and there's another signal in here, another signal in here, a signal in here, and signal in here. Good. Finally a signal in here, and signal in here perhaps. Yeah, let's give it a shot. I'm not sure about putting this one. In fact, I might delete it. The reason is that if trains will stop at this signal, they will block entire junction, which is not something that I want. So I will definitely not install any signals that are incoming. Any incoming traffic has only this signal, and then they have to wait for this one. And that is the point of the whole installation. Right. However, let's not get too far ahead. We need to install another set of junctions. So this new set of junctions needs to go as far as there, and that is the station approach for this side, I guess. Or perhaps these two tracks can go in here. Okay, let's see how this is going to play. So if I will pull these two tracks here, and then if I will pull this track from here to actually get to the third one, and eventually if I would also do that. Okay, it's tight, but I think it will work. Okay, so that seems to be working. Okay. So now I can push a signal, one-way signal, in fact, here. I don't need any signal here, because that track automatically begins to be two-way track, but as it is on the junction, or as it is splitting off from one-way track, because that bit is only one way, it will fit perfectly fine. Right, so eventually we should be able to carry on with that. Yeah, is everything working good? I think it is. Right, I will put this signal to indicate that I've cleared this section. Fantastic. And now I can slowly work on pushing these tracks to the right spot. So I need to be able to extend to this track. Okay, that should do. And now I want this track to carry on in a straight line. Is it? Nah, it's still pushing it back. So I need to make it a bit longer to create a smoother bend. There we go. Yeah, it carries on straight line, which is exactly what I wanted. And now each of these 4 tracks can join in. I need to be very tight with them, but I should be able to fit every single one of them. Is it? Yeah, that's as tight as I can go. And the last one. There we go, that's the tightest I can go for. Right, so this track is slightly pushing outwards. As you can see, this one is also not perfectly lined up. Perhaps I could try to give it another touch with my superpowers. And that's the maximum, unfortunately. So we can't do any more. We have to deal with the current shape. That is what it is. That is the maximum we can get. Can I eventually try to? No, it won't work. That is the best I can do with it. Right. Similar situation can happen on this side. So station approach is at the speed of 40, and I would like to join in this side of track. Do I? Yes, I do. Okay, that's as far as I can go technically, but I need to push it a little bit to the back so that this switch is not in the middle of track right next to it. So that is as far as I can go. Okay, let's pull this side, and again perfectly parallel track, which is exactly what we want. And finally this track arriving just, where is that switch? It's hard to spot it. That is exactly the place where this has to arrive. It can't go any further because otherwise this switch would be in the middle of other track. Right. However, on this side there's not gonna be entry to this yard, so we need to remember about it. I will now make it even ground. And perhaps pull this junction a little bit, or pull this track a little bit more. And now I can even it up with other ones. Lovely. So now I got a pretty well looking siding as well, which is adding to the visuals of this station. So now that everything is almost set up, I can pretty much resume train operations. They should be able to find their way to is it Carterton branch? Okay, yes. Right, he doesn't have any path because I've changed his tracks to be one way. So definitely this train needs to now get onto the right track, which he is not. And finally I need this crossover to be built, which is completely something that I forgot about. And too much curvature. Yeah, that works perfectly fine. This one is a little bit longer, but those tracks seems to be working pretty well. Good. And eventually, how does it work? Do I need to do crossover? No, in fact I don't. Do I need to have a crossover here. There we go. Do I? No, I don't need to. Again, this one goes both ways. Oh no, I need a crossover here. There we go. I completely forgot about it, is it? Do I? No, I don't need that as well. I just need this one. There we go. So now I can approach it from this track and enter, but while leaving I can leave this way. Okay, perfectly fine. And for this one, again, I can approach it from here and I can leave it to here. So I don't need to use this as a double switch, which is very good, because that's a main line and I wouldn't like a main line to be overwhelmed by those trains. Right, let's smoothen up the terrain, because obviously that would be done while this station is built. So definitely we don't want to have like a very heavy steep areas. There's still gonna be some, but I think they should be okay. Right, so that is one thing. This bus stop seems to be working perfectly fine. Where is that train? Oh, okay, this train has just passed our station. Fantastic. Oh, there is some bugs. I can't. Oh, the game is making bad tricks on me. I need to find. Let me just find this train. There we go. Oh, it is still going. Oh my goodness me. Right, for some reason, oh, there we go. The game now decided to finally stop acting up. Right, so we got this bit done. What else we can do, which is going to be pretty tough, is to perhaps install some sort of signaling. Do I? No, I can't. So this entire section will be off as soon as there is any train moving from the station. Same goes to here. So if there is any train passing through these junctions, that will be clogged and nothing will be able to pass, unfortunately. But that is something that I can sort out later. Right, one last thing that I need to do is to connect this road with this road back again. So I want this medium road, and I would like this to be a bendy road. So we definitely need to use some sort of a bridge, and so I need to delete that and do it once more. Nope. And this way. Fantastic. Right, so we got one pillar in the middle, which is providing realistic support for that bridge, otherwise it would be way too long. Yeah, now it works, and hopefully it will remain that way. We got a siding underneath the bridge. Wow, it took quite a while to build it. Perhaps what you have seen just or what you have just seen is jump off to this place. Anyway, we are almost done with it. I just need to review the signaling, if I got everything in place, and in fact everything is almost perfectly done. I just need one more signal here to make the trains going this way to stop before the junctions. Good. I need a signal here while there's a station approach. I need a signal to 60. I need a signal here, and then I got signals here. Right, and then signals on the other side of the tracks, just to make sure everything is nice and clear. Perfect. Right. This signal needs to be doubled up with the next signal. There we go. Why is that? This small signal, or this small section, is just to make sure that this junction is not occupied for too long. So that's the only purpose of this one. And same goes to here. There's that short signal section, because when the train clears this one and gets to this one, the trains will be let through. So then the next signal can be like 260 meters away. Obviously that's still going to force some trains to slow down or stop, but definitely it will smoothen up traffic over this area, one way or another. So that is 260, there we go, and there is pretty much this one. So now I can install signals on the other side. Where is that? There you are. So now I can put this section and this section and this section, and we are pretty much at the station. Good. So that is done. In fact, I can also put this signal and perhaps, do I want this signal? Yeah, I will have to accept this signal in here, right? So again, this is a signal that will just let trains through on this waiting track, and from this waiting track they can approach any platform, and they are both ways, so trains can cross over the platforms, can do other crazy stuff. Right, so let's now do some visuals. Let's install some cool assets. So it happens that I got some nice locos that I can place in here. So let's say I would like to put no, this one looks good, or perhaps this one. This one seems to be perfectly fine. So I will put this loco in here. Now let's put some, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 first class wagons. There's also a brake car and rear brake jacket. Right. What else? Third class. Yes, third class wagons are also present, so we can assemble at least one more train. Obviously it's not gonna be easy because those are split out across entire section or across entire junction. Right, what else do we have? We got these wagons, and they are pretty nice because we can make them to contain some sort of cargo, so they will look much more realistic. So let's say we got loaded cargo on this outside truck where my loco is standing, and that we have like some planks that are waiting for unload. Let's say 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 wagons of those. Sounds like a good plan. Is there anything else that we want to have? I would like to have a tools wagons, but they need to have cover. There we go. Or perhaps 5 planks? No. Nope. Brake van? Nope. Well, in fact that looks good. So loaded tools can be on this truck, and I can have it somewhere here at the back. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perhaps 9 and 10 to make it more realistic. Okay, so there's 10 wagons worth of tools, and there's 8 wagons worth of planks. There are some passenger wagons, so the station looks much more lively. And we also got 1 empty siding that we can use to do some shunting. We can eventually put some empty wagons of various other types, so they will look interesting. So let's say 5 of those guys, and let's say we can have some of yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's not overdo it. So that's nice. We got everything sorted. We got some visual elements on the station. It's still not yet finished. We could do much more. For example, what I can do to use paint tools, and let's find gravel, asphalt. Do I want gravel? Perhaps. I definitely need smaller brush, because this one would definitely be too much. What I can do is to... how does that look? It doesn't look good. This one, it also doesn't look good. Asphalt. Not this one, definitely. Oh, this one. Well, this one starts to look somehow. We got those bricks, but I don't think I will find them. Let's call... yeah, it's like... I don't think these... I mean, it doesn't look bad. I definitely need to do some terrain tool thingies here. Okay, I need to even this bit. Okay, that looks good. open this thing. Okay, paint tools. I need smaller brush. And now I can pretty much paint it. Question is, do I want to keep it asphalt or do I want to make it gravel? Huh. 3, no. Grass gravel, no. Oh, gravel 1. That seems to be the most appropriate way to do it. Okay, I will put some gravel in here. Let's just change this bit. Okay. Let's remove those. And let's make those. Fantastic. Right, it looks much better. It's definitely having some sort of a soul to it right now. I can remove all that grass that's sticking between the tracks, and this one looks pretty good. So it's definitely looking like this station is used and maintained regularly. I'm not sure if that paint tool looks too great, but definitely for now it has to do. Perhaps if I would do that, no rotation, no strength, no. Yeah, I guess that's the best thing I can do. Right, I might later think about organizing some sort of like train yards with roundhouse or something similar, so I can send trains out. Oh, yeah, it's not roundhouse, it's a depot. I'm not sure if I can even install roundhouse. I tried that once, but it failed. Anyway, the station seems to be ready, and all we need to do now is to find a way to move the cargo between Wilton Tools Factory and Carterton Central. And there are many ways to do it. So we can obviously dispatch a truck from here and send a train on this direction and eventually approach this cargo station, get things sorted on cargo station side. However, we can always use trucks or horse carts at this moment, send them up here, sort out tools delivery and deliver wood from or planks from Carterton Central, get everything back to Carterton, and then deliver cargo between Seaton and Carterton, which might work even better, in fact. I'll think about it before the next episode, and then we will see how things go. So let's inspect this station. It seems like it's doing pretty well. Carterton Central looks really nice. It is maintained. Let's think if there's anything else that I can do from visual point of view. I could definitely put some cargo here and there. Let's see. No, that's crude. No. 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 Right, so those are goods. Nope. These are planks. We are definitely going to do something with them, but for now they are absolutely useless to us. I could eventually put some planks on the ground, like let's say here, to indicate that yeah, we just like delivered something, and it's like all waiting to be sorted. So yeah, that will definitely add some sort of a soul to this station. I will do some visuals later, I guess, because this episode starts to become much longer. Let me just check if there is any other camera that I can use. I can't remember how to change the camera with this mod, so what I'm gonna do is the simplest way possible. There we go. That's for now the best camera I can get, I think. Oh, sorry. Let me just set this up. Hey buddy, you need to wash your face, that's for sure. There we go. We can now clearly see what's in front of our train, and let's end it this way. So I will leave you with this train until it reaches Seaton, and from me, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to get informed about my new content, hit that notification bell button, and don't forget to share your comments down below. Have a great day and see you all later. Later. Out.